What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about tires. We're going to be talking about like why you choose a tire, what's best for you, some things to note when picking tires, and then my personal favorite, don't get tired, because this is all about tires. As you can see, we've got our wonderful wall of tires. We're very low. I'm going to get tired of saying tire. So our bike shoes. So we're going to be talking about these bike shoes. We're a little low on our brands, especially some of our favorites. I've got the Teravail Kessels. Teravail is a new company coming out. They are super awesome tires. So that's all you need to know. Going on. No, I'm just kidding. Right now I've got the 29 2.6 tire. This is the ultra durable compound, so the thickest casing that you can get. Going to be definitely a more enduro style tire. It's going to have a really high grip, so this can work as a really grippy front tire, or if you want a really planted setup, run it front and rear. It's definitely an aggressive trail tire, so if you're leaning more towards an enduro style or you want just a lot more grip, especially in the front, Teravail is definitely one you want to look into. The Kessel. Similar tread pattern to maybe like the Maxxis DHF, which is probably one of the most popular tires in the world, so they definitely copied a good tire, but they put their own spin on it, added definitely a thicker sidewall. Logos on these are pretty new. Somebody in the shop that rides them is Bo. I'm going completely out of order, so I'm kind of jumping around, but we're gonna go check out this Shorty. The 2020 Shorty. They did remodel the new Shorty for 2021. They added like a little bit beefier side lug, but this is in the DH casing, so that's going to be the thickest casing, similar to the ultra durable Kessel that we just talked about. It's going to have a really wide tread pattern so that it grips super well, gets a lot of muck and stuff out of there. This is not going to be a very fast rolling tire at all, so I would suggest maybe running this in the front. It's typically ran in the wet and the mud. I run the WTB Verdict wet, and I just really like those side lugs to really dig into some loose, gnarly terrain. I'm not really pedaling that bike around at all, so you know, that's kind of what I roll with. If you're in some beefier, harder stuff, definitely the Shorty is a crazy tire for that, almost a little bit overkill, but depends on who you are and where you ride. Probably the last tire I'm going to highlight in like the enduro downhill style is going to be the Assegai or Asagi. So this is the Maxxis Assegai. I've ran this tire in the front for a long time. It's their most grippy tire, besides probably the Shorty. In their line, a DH style tire that has a pretty wide tread pattern, but you get some pretty good lugs in the middle to grip. I usually run it in a double down casing, so you get double the lacing and the inside of the tire. This one's in the XO Plus. Like a little tip, you've got the XO, XO Plus, double down, and then DH. All those go up in casing pattern. Obviously, if it's a DH, it's going to be the thickest casing. I typically don't run anything less than an XO Plus. If you're looking to save weight, I would still just stick with the XO Plus. The XO is just really flimsy and is definitely prone to getting some punctures or pinch flats. You don't want to do that, even if you're running really fast rolling tires. Definitely go with the Plus. Assegai, typically a front tire, can be run front and rear, but it's super grippy. Definitely a fan favorite tire. So I've got two from Maxxis right now. We've got the Aggressor and the DHF. This is probably the most popular tire in the world. It's a trail style tire. It can definitely be enduro-y. It can definitely be set up to be more trail, even a little bit cross country, but that's kind of getting out of my realm. The DHF is a tried and true tire. It's been around for a really long time. Not much has changed with it. It can be run as a front tire, which is most common. But it can be run as a pretty grippy rear tire, which is another fan favorite thing to do. And then I've got one of my personal favorite tires is the Aggressor. It's definitely a faster rolling tire that still gives you that kind of beefy lugs. I usually pair it with the Assegai in front. That's just kind of what I roll with, but a lot of people do the DHF and Aggressor if you want a pretty good enduro setup, but you still want it to be pretty fast rolling. So these are two Maxxis tires that are super popular, and everybody has great things to say about them because they're just the popular kids in school. So this one might be a bully. This one's just like the nice kid that's always talking to everybody. Another kind of cool tire to highlight is Michelin. Michelin is their most popular tire is going to be the Wild Enduro. It's just a really grippy tire, and it's just kind of got different tread patterns in the Wild Enduro front to the rear. I haven't gotten the chance to run them very much, but everybody that has them is loving them, and definitely something to try if you want to branch out. With a cross-country tire, they're not going to be super thick. They're going to be really fast rolling, really light. They're going to give you some pretty good grip so you can fly around, but they're really going to be focused on lightweight, speed, and fast rolling. So definitely this Michelin is one of the top notches. You're going to find a pretty close in tread pattern with some really short lugs, because they're not worried about having to dig into some serious downhill stuff. They're just worried about light bikes flying down, flying across and down and up places. So if you're looking to have a cross-country style bike, go with something that has low lugs, very fast rolling, tight tread pattern. That's what you're going to look for. But we're going to cut to some other tires that we don't have in stock on the wall, just around the shop. I'll just make Michaela lug her camera around, and then we're going to ask the guys around here what they like. Sorry, I have a bug bite on my knee and it's super itchy. There's my Chipotle. This is the dissector in front. It's kind of a unicorn tire. They'll say that on their website, Maxxis will. Commonly ran in the rear on enduro downhill style bikes, on cross-country bikes. It's maybe more some like down country bikes. It's ran in the front, and that's going to give you some really good grip. Still pretty fast rolling. It's just kind of a new thing that's been happening with a lot of stock bikes. The spurs come with a dissector in front. On this special edition, we've got the Recon Race, so that gives you even smaller lugs than the normal Recon. It's a little bit tighter tread pattern, so very fast rolling tire. Look like you're doing something. Right now, we're gonna go bother Brady. We're gonna see what his opinion is on tires. All right, Brady. Favorite front tire? Let's see what Brooke is riding. Brooke has got the DHF in front and a Recon in rear. Ooh, pretty enduro setup mixed with a little bit of cross country.
Wild,
you know,
enduro.
Brooke's wild. Mr. Dean Bean over here. Let's have him roll on his little scooter. What's your favorite front tire and why?
I like these Teravail Kessels, preferably the ultra heavy duty. I need a little bit more duty.
Love these dad jokes. Your favorite rear tire?
The matching rear. Kessels all day, but this one's a little bit smaller because I run the mullet.
2625. Back here in the back, in the packing area. Let's see, Max, why do you run the Vertic Wet in front? Well, like I said, I really like those big old side lugs digging into the loam around here, getting some good old grip. I don't care too much about rolling speed at all because I'm focused on going straight down. Then I run this awesome Judge in the rear. It's got some super thick lugs. They're pretty tall, but it's decently fast rolling, so that's all I care about. So thanks, guys. This was our opinions. We hope we enlightened you with some tire knowledge. Stay tuned. We got videos coming out every Tuesday and Friday, and I'm still holding my tiny microphone. My hands are actually huge. This is a normal size microphone. Mariah Carey would hold this microphone in her hand and it would be like this, like an actual microphone. All right, guys, thanks.